House of Reps Committee on NAFDAC appeals for the suspension of the ban on sachet alcoholic beverages. Plus, Nigerian communications satellite NITCOMSAT inaugurates accelerator program to propel space tech startups. These and more Panorama today. Me and Ray John. Thank you for joining us. The House of Representatives Committee on National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, is appealing for the suspension of the ban on sachet alcoholic beverages, pending final resolution of the House on the matter. This is coming after the committee's public hearing with relevant stakeholders in the industry. John Yaku has the details.
To the enforcement of ban on sachet beverages and PET bottles by NAFDAC, prompting the House to call for investigation into the matter. During the hearing, NAFDAC and the Federal Ministry of Health maintained their positions on the effect of sachet product on the younger generations.
Each country will protect their citizens by making it less reachable.
The ban that NAFDAC is enforcing is to ban production of alcohol in sachets.
Other stakeholders are of the opinion that NAFDAC should control accessibility by children rather than banning, which they say has thrown many people out of jobs and their investments.
Developed countries, what do? You cannot buy alcohol or alcoholic content without showing your identification. That shows you are of age.
Banning the product will be counterproductive because you are going to open the floor, you are going to give the market to producers of illicits.
As far as the quality of this product is concerned, these products, some of them have actually gotten our mark.
After ban means closing factories and taking away jobs of our people.
If we now decide to produce this alcohol in the volume that has been mentioned by the ministry, how do you now know that children will not also walk in and purchase?
This is not the time. Nigerians are taking on too much of reforms
This time.
that is negatively impacting on us.
For we up here will go behind and meet with our leaders, and as soon as possible you will hear from us.
Committee members appealed for more consultations between NAFDAC and other stakeholders while the House completes its legislative processes. In Abuja, John Yaku, NTA News.
And away from the National Assembly now, efforts aimed at curtailing the spread of HIV and AIDS in Kogi State are being intensified to ensure control of the disease. Executive Secretary, Kogi State Agency for the Control of HIV and AIDS, Shaidu Yunusa, made this known at a forum in Lokoja. Solomon Aidehin reports.
Despite its central location bordering 10 states and the FCT, Kogi State has not experienced an alarming impact on HIV/AIDS spread, according to statistics from the Kogi State Agency for the Control of HIV/AIDS, KOSAKA.
In Kogi State, the prevalence rate is 0.9%.
Executive Secretary of KOSAKA, Shaidu Yunusa, highlighted government efforts to curb the disease during a forum in Lokoja, the state capital. These efforts include sensitization, coordination and support for implementing partners and donor agencies, as well as the provision of basic health infrastructure across the state by the former governor, Yahaya Bello. He assured that these efforts would continue.
Kogi will continue to improve on all the responsibilities that we have been doing to make sure that the HIV situation in Kogi State continue to get better and better.
Mr. Yunusa urged stakeholders in HIV/AIDS prevention not to give up in removing barriers to controlling the disease in Kogi State, including discrimination against people living with HIV/AIDS for lasting results. In Lokoja, Solomon Ayedehi, NTA News.
Away from health, looking at other ratios, the Nigerian communications satellites NITCOMSAT, in line with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, has inaugurated Accelerator Program, which is an initiative designed to propel space tech startups into the forefront of innovations and success. The managing director, Jane Egerton Dehem, says the program serves as a dynamic launchpad for entrepreneurs and visionaries in the space tech industry. Olajide Bello brings us details.
Research shows that satellites play essential roles in everyday life to meet many important needs and challenges on Earth. They are useful in many fields such as security, Earth observation, communications, health, navigation and science, and the list goes on and on. This gathering at the instance of NIGCOMSAT is designed for startups and innovators, providing space and satellite-based solutions across various industries, including space tech, agri-tech, fintech, edtech, health tech, and cybersecurity.
For me, this program is going to be a win-win for all stakeholders. It's not just positioning NIGCOMSAT as a key player in fostering innovation in the satellite industry. It will also open opportunities even for our collaborators. For the VCs, there's access to markets they probably haven't been interested to. For others involved, stakeholders, it's also access to helping the ecosystem drive innovation.
The Accelerator program is a transformative journey spanning key stages, offering a unique blend of mentorship, networking, and exposure to catapult young startups into the global space technology scene.
Dream big and explore the diverse range of applications satellite technology can offer.
The program is strategically crafted to provide startups with global market penetration tools, resources, mentorships, and support needed to turn visionary ideas into successes. Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Gombe State government has replaced the traditional method of staff attendance register with biometric technology. Emmanuel Akila reports that besides fishing out unproductive workers, the system creates hundreds of job opportunities, with 305 being trained as supervisors.
This is how a workday begins for a civil servant now in Gombe State. Since the introduction of the biometric attendance register technology in 2021 to replace the manual staff attendance book, the biometric attendance register machine captures fingerprint and a snapshot to register the worker present at duty post.
It was made sure that
The induction of the supervisors is to ensure full implementation of the system, which has created jobs already.
My dear 305 supervisors and the other 115, that's 420, engaged for the successful, timely, seamless and efficient operation of these machines. You have to embark on the continuous improvement on your knowledge of the biometric data so as one, to solve minor problems that may arise with the machine.
There is no place where they have 3 to 5 workers that do not have a biometric machine.
Introduction of the biometric attendance register is targeted at improving the productivity of civil servants in Gombe State. Therefore, the supervisors have a critical role to play in achieving this objective.
This exercise is actually meant to make sure the workers work and earn their living, and to also reduce the number of ghost workers.
The state government says it saves revenue from the absentee workers identified by the system. The 305 staff recruited as supervisors would undergo orientation for 2 days, preparatory to their deployment to the 11 local government areas of the state to monitor compliance in Gombe. Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
And from Gombe State, we go to Ondo State, where the funeral of the late Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu is going on at the moment at St. Andrew's Anglican Church, Owo.
In memory of our dear Chancellor, who was also one of you, and I want to ask of you to please help me to make this a reality. So shall I ask that the governor of the district will do it, right? Okay, so the host governor. Your Excellency,
We apologize for the unsteady pictures there, but that's a feel of what's going on at the church for the funeral service of the late Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. Of course, we'll give you all the details much later. Now, Nigeria is set to achieve 70% in 2027 as well as 95% by the year 2030 in her national digital literacy level. The Director General, National Information Technology Development Agency, Kashifu Inuwa, stated this when the Director General of Voice of Nigeria, Malam Jibrin Baba Ndache, and his management team paid him a visit at the agency's headquarters in Abuja. Chukunonso Wamboise reports.
Continues to make appreciable inroad into the digital economy space. The need for our citizens to have access to and information on the use of digital devices and platforms safely and responsible becomes even more imperative. This visit by the Director General of Voice of Nigeria, Malam Jibrin Baba Ndache, and his team to the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, is to fashion out ways of ensuring that many Nigerians are adequately informed on the importance of embracing the country's national digital literacy program, as well as other initiatives of NITDA in line with the renewed hope agenda of the federal government.
We believe that these reforms under able leadership should be highlighted more, and propagated globally through creative programming. One thing about building narrative, like I said, we're in the age of noise and distraction, is that you will only be able to consistently tell your story beyond news.
Globally, there is going to be talent deficit, and most of the developed countries will have this talent deficit. But Nigeria, because of our young population, we can help position ourselves to become the talent net exporter.
The two agencies are equally setting up an interagency committee that will streamline other areas of partnership to enhance the realization of all the campaign promises of President Tinubu as defined in his 8 priority areas. Chukunonso Wamboise, NTA News.
Let's take a break. Stay with us.
The counsel of our fathers.
I will urge and advise our younger generation to use talent and brain to sort out problems, not arms.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation.
My advice to these young people is please do not take us back to those harrowing days. You probably do not know what it is.
I believe we have fought one civil war too many in this country. So those who experience it will run away from it.
Nigerian youths, let's build our nation together.
Welcome back. We now briefly go back to Ondo State, the church where the funeral service is ongoing for the late Governor Rotimi Akeredolu.
All the way from Ekwere Diocese in River State. Baba, thank you very much for coming and for bringing God's word to us. May the Lord bless you and continue to renew your ministry. I welcome especially my own Archbishop of the province of Ondo, the Most Reverend Dr. Simeon Oluwole, who preached the sermon yesterday. He and Mama Ondo province are here. We welcome you most warmly, sir. Recognize the Archbishop of Ibadan province, Archbishop Olaoye. Welcome Archbishop Israel Amao. Welcome the Right Reverend Shola Ajayi and Mama Ajayi ní Akeredolu, all the way from the Ekiti Diocese. The Right Reverend Dr. Isaac Adeniji, the Right Reverend Dr. Olushola Akobi, the Right Reverend Dr. Jide Adebayo, the Right Reverend Sunday Oyedola, the Right Reverend Festus Davis, the Right Reverend Dr. Aki Atere and his wife, the Right Reverend Dr. Williams Aladekube and his wife from the North, the Right Reverend Dr. Joseph Olushola of Ijesha Northeast. I welcome also the Right Reverend Dr. Paul Ojo from Ijumo, Right Reverend Oludari Adego Yagara of Ijumo Diocese, Right Reverend Jacob Bada, Right Reverend Dr. Adabada, the Right Reverend Irishola, the Right Reverend Aderoba, Right Reverend Dr. Isaac Oluyawo and his wife.
For later, Governor Rotimi Akeredolu there trusts the NTA to give you all the pictures and sound of that event much later. But for now, let's join our Maiduguri studio where Abubakar is standing by to give you the rest of Panorama.
Of course, it's good to see you actually. Now, the over 13 years of insurgency entails 13 years of violent destructions. That was what Borno State went through. The post-insurgency era therefore entails massive deliveries of infrastructure to make up for the huge losses and reshape the destiny of the people. Roads and bridges are key development infrastructure that have great impact on the lives of the citizenry. The Babagana Umar Zulum administration came on board with this realization and is investing a lot in that sector. And this shall be our focus this afternoon on Panorama. But first, let's begin with this background report by Zainab Adam.
Abdulhamid Ali is one of the inhabitants of Abuja Sheraton in Maiduguri. According to him, before a road network is constructed here, they find it difficult to move about. Thus, the road construction leads to improved quality of life to residents as it reduces travel time and makes it easier to access essential services like healthcare and education.
The road is our movement. In fact, passengers get tricycle easily without encountering any difficulty.
Traffic jams, environment pollution, and incessant accidents earlier witnessed around Borno Express have become a thing of the past with the recently constructed flyover.
Road constructions add meaning to people's life because it serves as a relief to them for easy movement.
Since assumption of office in 2019, reconstruction, rehabilitation, and resettlement remain part of the cardinal principles of Governor Zulum toward rebuilding the state, which led to the construction of no fewer than 100 roads and 2 flyovers at Custom and Borno Express. The governor wants to see that the resettled communities develop resilience and return to normal lives, which cannot be possible without good roads that will connect rural inhabitants to city centers, aid easy and free flow of people, goods and services from their ancestral homes to city centers to transact, leading to an increase in economic activity.
Government is spending a lot of money, billions of naira, trying to put critical infrastructure in the state. Most of the infrastructure in the state are overstretched.
The Northeast Development Commission, NEDC, is executing an ongoing road construction of 22.5-kilometer road in some parts of Mafa and Jere local government based on the need of the area to complement the state government efforts in Borno.
Currently, there is an ongoing road construction of 22.5 kilometers. Angwom, Koshope, Gongolon, Kadamari, and Dusman. The roads are in section. So the phase 1 is already at 90% completion as we speak now.
Compensation and relocation were done in the course of this road and flyovers construction. Hence, citizens are advised to maintain the projects. In Maiduguri, Zainab Adam, NTA News.
And to speak to us further on that is the principal resident engineer in charge of Borno Express flyover, Trumpet Interchange, in the person of Engineer Kori Shetima, a fellow of Nigeria Society of Engineers and fellow Nigerian Institution of Civil Engineers. Engineer Kori Shetima, good to have you join us on Panorama this afternoon.
Good afternoon, viewers, and good afternoon, Bukar.
Okay, thank you for joining us once again. Now, from 2019 to date, what is the total number of roads constructed in the state, and how will you quantify their impact?
First and foremost, as a member of Ministry of Works, I'm the principal resident engineer in Borno Express flyover. That's the Trumpet Interchange. We are mostly saddled with the responsibility of executing physical infrastructure, such as roads, drainages, bridges, and the provision of maintenance to these public buildings, both in the urban area and the rural areas. So since the inception of this administration of Engineer Professor Babagana Umar Zulum, FNSC, he has done over 100 roads and drainages, and then way over 60 or more kilometers of roads and over 200 kilometers of outfalls and drainages. So he has done lots and lots of roads. We're overwhelmed with that also in the ministry.
All right, Engineer, what motivated the state government to construct these two flyovers currently sited in the state? That's talking about, the one in Custom and the other one at Borno Express Junction. And what are their cost implications?
First and foremost, we all know in Borno State, anybody that lives in Maiduguri and in Borno in general, that Custom area, it's a market area. There's a Gamboru market there, and Custom flyover, Custom area is very, very, and there's a lot of traffic congestion, and you take hours to even cross from one side to another. And our governor, the people's governor, our amiable governor, so that anything he does, it's for the masses. First, he has the masses at heart, and he thought that that place is terribly congested, and then he formed a committee of engineers. He uses indigenous engineers, so he formed a committee of engineers from Borno State to look into this issue, how we decongest traffic there. So we decided that the best solution for us to decongest traffic there is to construct a flyover, which he agreed, and a flyover was constructed there. And the cost implication of Custom flyover is about 4.2 billion. And same with Borno Express flyover, that's the second flyover. Custom flyover is the first flyover in northeast of Nigeria. So our governor, after this long insurgency, he's also very bold, to undergo, go take this huge, massive mega project. So the second flyover also is at Borno Express flyover, where I'm the principal resident engineer there. And it also, at that junction, is the major road. That road is the major road going in and out of Maiduguri. You're going to the airport, you're leaving Maiduguri by road through Jos Road, Kano Jos Road. So that particular junction has a lot of traffic congestion. So the same thing. And of course, the first major thing why he did is to decongest traffic there. Secondly, of course, to beautify the city. And third, there are modern cities. So every modern city needs this kind of development. And after the long years of insurgency, I think the people of Borno deserve this kind of infrastructure in place.
All right. They're actually monumental projects. Now, engineer, serious road projects come with lots of relocations and demolitions. Can you take us through the relocation and compensation processes and how were they handled?
During this administration, mostly the relocation, demolition, compensation was handled by BOGIS, the Borno State Geographical Information System. So also sometimes we are part of it because we have to come in, Ministry of Works has to come in first. We have to tell them where working space we need. And so thereafter, they take upon that, and take measurements, then check structures, that will be involved. And I think I was a little involved during dualization of Ahmadu Bello Way. That was dualization of 4 roads and there were 2 bridges before we started Borno Express flyover. And we show the contractors, the clients, and the consultants mark out our working space, and then BOGIS comes in. Any structure or any facilities there that needs relocation, it will be done. They take measurements, then go back to the office and decide. But before any demolition or anything takes place, compensation takes, the people are given their compensation and they are spoken to, they are called for a meeting, So we're not just, we decide to do a road or construct a bridge, and then still His Excellency thinks about his people, since he's doing these roads for his masses. So he also still needs to involve them before the compensation. They are being spoken to, and then voluntarily.
Not under duress.
And if we see, not under duress, and if we see that we can still, redesign, if more people are being involved, we can redesign. It's done that way. So Borgis takes care of compensations and demolitions.
Now, Engineer Korisha Tima, can you tell us the status of this ongoing flyover project, and when will it be finally delivered?
The construction of Borno Express flyover at a Trumpet Interchange is a project very dear to my heart, and because I'm the principal resident engineer there, it's about 99% completed, and it has come on well. We have started testing the road. Motorists are following the road, and we just have about 1% to round up.
Engineer Korisha Tima, I think we just have to leave it here because it appears we are actually running out of time. But thank you for your insight into Panorama today.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate you. Now let's give George for sports update.
Nigeria's women's national football team, the Super Falcons, who are already in Cameroon, will take on the Lionesses of Cameroon in Douala in the first leg of the qualifiers for the Women's Olympic football event. A place in the final round of the African qualifiers is at stake. The second leg comes up on Monday at the Moshood Abiola National Stadium, Abuja. The first leg is slated for 6 p.m. Nigerian time in Douala, Cameroon.
First day we knew we were going to play against Cameroon. We've been working so hard, and we are mentally strong. And Cameroon is a very good side. They have good and fantastic players. We have to come out strong, and we are confident. And I believe in all the team.
In basketball, Nigeria's men's basketball team, the D Tigers, will be competing in the 2025 AfroBasket qualifiers, which starts Friday in Tunisia. This follows the intervention of the Minister of Sports Development, Jen Eno, who gave his consent for the Nigerian Basketball Federation leadership to ensure that the team participates in the AfroBasket qualifiers with the assurance of release of funds to cover up for the team's expenses. The NBBF applauded the minister for saving the nation from the embarrassment of not featuring at the AfroBasket qualifiers. The D Tigers will take on Libya Friday night in its first game. There had been concerns about the participation of Nigeria in the qualifiers due to paucity of funds before the minister's intervention. In handball, Nigeria's under-18 and under-20 national teams Thursday got impressive victories over their opponents at the International Handball Federation Trophy Africa Zone 3 tournament ongoing in Accra, Ghana. The under-18 side outclassed Togo 50-16 to get into the finals, where they expected to defend their title. The under-20 side, coached by Fidelis Obi, defeated Benin Republic 47-20 to book a place in the semi-finals, where they'll take on Côte d'Ivoire Friday night. With Sports Update, Gift George, NTA News.
And that is how it has been on Panorama today from NTA Maiduguri Network Center. On behalf of myself and the whole